Super flu. It got me out here. It got me doing a live, okay? Because everybody is screaming out there that they're sick, like for real, like anybody and everybody. I hear it all day long now. Congestion, fever, bad fever, fever that won't go away, congestion that won't go away, mucus like glue, phlegm like glue. Really bad. A lot of people really sick, actually. Kids dying, children dying, elderly people dying, nursing homes being wiped out right now, assisted living homes being wiped out right now from the super flu. It running through nursing homes, assisted living homes, just running through, I hear out there. It's like terrible. A lot of people I've known throughout the years reaching out to me and they're like, it's unbelievable. And hospitals filled up with people. Everybody in the waiting room, everybody in the ER. That's what's happening right now. It's crazy. So, you know, we can ignore it. We can ignore it and just say whatever. It's a bad cold. That's all. It's a bad cold out there. Don't wear a mask because, you know, God forbid you wear a mask. God forbid. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. I'd wear a mask in 2 seconds flat. If I'm on a plane right now, I'm wearing a mask. You better believe it, because somebody sitting next to you could cough that super flu right in your face, right in your, like right in your mouth, you know? So it's, and I know there's a whole political thing. I know this whole political thing about the mask stuff. I always thought the political aspect of it is just absolutely bullshit. Totally bullshit, okay? You know, one side of the aisle freaking out, never wear a mask, you know, one side of the aisle, you know, mask up, mask up. It's not about masking up all the time. It's just about when there's a freaking super flu going around, you might want to put your shirt over your face if you're walking by 3 people coughing and choking on their phlegm in the grocery store, in the supermarket. Because if I'm in the supermarket, okay, if I'm in the supermarket and I'm checking out or something like that, and I got people coughing their guts out and they got a fever, because 1 out of 3 people in that line is gonna have the super flu or some rendition of it or another flu. You better believe, I'm not gonna be like, oh, forget masks. Hey, how are you doing? Let me breathe that in. It's bad out there right now, you know? And if you're somebody that doesn't want to be in bed for 2 weeks or for 10 days or get hit with a fever, you definitely want to be cautious. Anyway, you know, the one thing about medical medium information is it's consistent. It is freaking consistent. You know why all the influencers in health and all the podcaster doctors in health and all the gurus in health, you know why they change every 6 months with their crap? Every 6 months for the last, if they were in it for 5 years, they change every 6 months within those 5 years of different things and everything, because there's no consistency anywhere, because they don't know it works. They don't have a track record of what works. They don't have that. And you go back years before that, all there were Eat Better books, but that's it. Nothing about viruses, nothing about sicknesses, nothing about chronic illness. It just didn't exist. Medical medium information is consistent, track record. And what I'm going to show you today is consistent with lots of different viruses, Epstein-Barr, all these other different conditions, but consistent with flus, with immune system, with C beep, with C beep. Seriously, like really consistent. And so, you know, you know what I'm talking about? It's just like the flu. But you gotta be careful, because AI picks up everything and then they just censor everything left and right. You say one word the wrong way now. But I'm here to tell you, are you armed? Are you armed? Because you might have just had the other flu 2 weeks ago, and then boom, you don't know that the super flu is around the corner, because you think you had the super flu, but you didn't have the super flu. And that's another thing I want to talk about, you guys. So right now I'm doing some writing. SOC and I are writing right now. We're writing every single day feverishly. So I've been gone. But the super flu and hearing about it and people being sick and hearing about it, it drew me out. It drew me out. And so I'm here. And by the way, it's good to see you guys, and I'm glad to be here. It's exciting. I was looking forward to being here, seriously. So my son is getting over a bad bug. So it's happening right now. There's a few different flus out. And I want to be straight with this. Really do. There's a few different flus out, okay? And there's one flu that gives you congestion, but really not much of a fever. That's one. There's another one that gives you a sore throat, not a lot of congestion. That's two. There's another one, gives you a cough that lasts for 6 freaking weeks. That's the super flu. Super flu, phlegm like glue. That's the one right there. So, but you may have had the one that was circulating during Christmas. You might have had that one. You got to get ready. You've got to protect yourself. You know, shopping carts, all that, you got to protect yourself. The whole bit. You got to make sure, you know. Your hands, don't stick them in your eyes. Don't stick them in your mouth. Be careful. You know, I would mask up if you're like on a plane or you're around a lot of people, you're in an airport, something like that. Definitely do a mask. You know, any kind is helpful. But I'm here to tell you today a couple of things. Medical meme information is consistent all the way through, year after year after year. And why? I could have changed everything. I could have changed everything. You don't think I couldn't follow each trend and go jump on this trend and that trend, right? Did you ever hear about stem cell therapy, right? Stem cell therapy, right? You guys have heard stem cell, stem cell, stem cell. You don't really hear it anymore. Interesting, right? Because it really wasn't working. It really wasn't working enough for people, right? So that's now gone. Now it's peptides, peptides, peptides. What happened to stem cell therapy? Well, that was supposed to be the panacea back 2015, 2014, 2007. Panacea. 2018, the panacea. The cure-all, right? And then you don't even hear it. You don't even hear it. Like the wind blows and you don't even hear those words in the wind. And then, right? Now it's peptides, 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 peptides. What's it going to be 6 months from now? One thing about medical meme information, it's consistent. And what happens with that is track record. People healing, people getting better. There's a reason for it. You got the zinc shock therapy. You got the shock therapies. You got all the things you need to really knock down chronic illness that has that track record so people can heal. So I was brought out today because of the super flu. People are sick. And when you got chronic illness, you got autoimmune, you get hit with the super flu, you just, oh man, it hurts. It hurts bad. And if you could be somebody, you don't have any symptoms, and then you get hit with one of these flus. And then what happens is now you're getting set up for autoimmune disease. Like you get it 6 months from now, a year from now, because the deficiencies are insane with these flus. You get hit with the super flu and the deficiencies are insane. It just creates such a deficiency in the body because your body has to throw everything out to knock that out. So I'm going to be doing like a little demo here. I'm going to write on here, if you guys don't mind, we're going to just do a little bit of this human body. What happens with the flu in here? You guys up for that? A little bit on immune system. Might be bringing this guy out right here and talking a little bit about that. But what you see in front of me right here is the Vimergy supplements, just letting you know. And I got the olive leaf right here, so take a look, you guys. I got Total Immune. Let's start with that. We'll go Total Immune. This is right up there on the board. I love that. There's the Total Immune. I'm taking this because I don't want to get the flu. I'm taking this because I don't want something. I have no time. I have no time to get sick, no time to get run down like that. I just don't. I'm writing right now. I got a lot going on. Propolis, unbelievable propolis, such an important staple. So I'm going to talk about these a little bit. I'm going to show you how to take them and all that. If you have these, boom, boom. That's great if you have these, okay? So that's the propolis right there, all right? We've got the Total Immune, the propolis. Let's cut through some of these. I want to talk about the olive leaf too, really quick. And there's Soothwise. I see that one up there too, Soothwise. That's another one. I just want to show you. Do you have all of these? Because when you're talking about like flu viruses, when you're talking about the super flu, H3N2, subclade K, when you're talking about these, you need the guns. You just do. You need the guns. You do. Got the zinc right there. Classic. Info is classic. You know the world of natural health? wouldn't even be uttering the word zinc if it wasn't for medical medium information. Millions of copies sold, medical medium books teaching people about zinc. Me talking to hundreds of doctors and top doctors around the world, teaching them that you got to get zinc in people, you got to get zinc people, and now, you hear about it out there. And then there's the golden seal right there. That's a classic. The golden seal. See, I'm trying to put that in front of you guys so you see it. And then, what is that? The micro C. And then the micro C. All critical, all important, very, very important. It just is. Cutting your flu in half stops the death by 1,000 cuts over time. Here's how it works. You get the flu, you don't feel good, you get beaten down by it, now you're sick. You come out of that, you got a little brain fog, now you got a little fatigue, now you're going to the doctors. Well, had the flu a few weeks ago, still not coming around. Oh, we better get some blood work right there. Mrs. Jones, better do some blood work right away. Boom, 7 vials of blood goes out, 7 full vials of blood goes out. Your immune system gets knocked down because it hasn't even recovered. You just had the flu a while back. Your immune system isn't even, boom, it's not even recovered. So the point I'm trying to say is we get the death by 1,000 cuts over time, and that's what goes on. And then we get more blood draw, and then now you might have an autoimmune condition, you might have something else, what's going on here, and people get beaten down. And so it's about, number one, cutting the flu in half, maybe staving it off, maybe shutting it down, boom, on contact, maybe completely crushing it. You're the brick wall, the flu hits it, boom, can't even get in you. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And right now, I'm taking these. Myself, personally, that's what I'm taking right now. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. And then you got RSV, and then you got the norovirus. Right now, the norovirus is cracking people's ribs. Cracking them. 3 ribs cracked. And then they're coughing, then they're vomiting. That's the norovirus. Then they got diarrhea. Then they got the runs. Then they're coughing. And their ribs are cracking. That's the norovirus right now, and it's actually coming to town. It's going to be a top contender against the super flu. So it's going to be a contender. It's on its ass right now. So that's what's happening with the norovirus. It is on its ass, on the heels right now. And so now I don't want to go into the whole sinister nature of things, the whole sinister nature of stuff. So I got to be careful on here with that. Are you listening to the Medical Medium podcast? Did you hear the last one? I'm putting out another one too. The last episode, I'm putting out another. And so I'm going to keep that kind of down a little bit, sinister nature to like how it happens, why it happens. But you know what? I can't keep my mouth shut. So I might just say things anyway, and it might just come out no matter what. And we're going to chill out later. We're going to hang out at the round table right here, the little round table. You guys, so we're going to hang out. So let's get down to it. What do you have? Have you tried these? Do you have these in your medicine cabinet at home? Do you know about the zinc? Do you know about the total immune? Do you have this one? Have you had an experience of total immune? Are you using it, you guys? Superflu was awful. Here's the problem. Superflu hits, but T-H-E-Y. T-H-E-Y. They got a whole lineup for you guys. That they is the ones responsible for the super flu. They got a lineup for all winter long, and they love it when it's freezing freaking cold and the snow is out and the ice is out because, basically half the United States is getting covered with snow right now. Is that the whole thing? It's just about to get covered. It's already getting covered. They love when everybody is under snow, sick with the flu, and they got a lineup for you all winter long. We're in January. We're not even in February. And March. And they got a lineup. Yeah, they do. Whole bunch of bugs. The C is out there. You got the super flu out there. You got 2 other flus out there. You got the RSV out there. And you got the norovirus out there. And they got this lineup there because you're hoping people get their asses kicked so bad this winter that it just hits everything. Hurts the economy, hurts everything, just messes things up. It's also politically, motivated, a lot of this stuff too. All right, let's go. So I'm going to go right into Total Immune to begin with. I'm going to show you this right here too one more time. Love this one. Mullein and thyme. You can't go wrong with that. Mullein and thyme. Yeah, that's it right there. You got the mullein for the lungs. That's a big one right there. So Reiki with Daria says Total Immune is a banger! Explanation points. It really is. It's a powerful one right there. Do you have it? You got an experience with that one? I take it every single day. Every single day I'm taking that one right there. Every day. It's, okay, and let's just go into this. You know what's missing in these supplements right here? You know what's missing in these tools to heal? You know what's missing? The alcohol. All the alcohol, all the natural flavors, all the soy, all the carrageenan, however you want to say it. All that's missing from here. All the hidden toxic ingredients, all the MSG, all missing from here. Yeah, because supplements are loaded with all of that. There's no alcohols. Alcohols. Meaning they put 2 or 3 different alcohols in supplements. It might say alcohol, but there's 2 or 3 different kinds in there. So there's none of that in here. Beautiful. The source in which they derive this from, how they make these, off the chart. Okay, I stand behind these guys, still stand behind these guys, always have stand behind these guys. I don't own the company. I'm not an owner. I don't have shares in the company. I don't have stock in the company. This stuff is amazing. I work with these guys because I'm trying to get the word out, or I'm just trying to get the word out for these amazing tools right here because of what they do. And the consistency is insane as far as results. And that's what the industry doesn't have. The results aren't there in the industry. I'm putting a little bit of this in here. Trend to trend to trend to trend. I don't care about trends. I don't care about trends. Thyme and mullein in zinc right here. Thyme and mullein is not trending. That's not trending. Colostrum is trending, which does crap when you're sick. Colostrum's trending. Not mullein and thyme. Mullein and thyme has results for moving people forward. You get sick with something, results. Okay? But it's not trending by the big dollars out there, the money makers, you know, the people that are mega millionaires that back companies, mega millionaires, and they want to sell as much colostrum. I could put out a colostrum tomorrow, medical medium colostrum, and I will bank on medical medium colostrum because it's trending. Because colostrum's trending, I could bank on colostrum. But you know why I don't give a crap and I don't go near it? It's garbage. It doesn't work. It's terrible. What they do to the baby animals, all of it is sick. It's insane. And it's also, it feeds viruses. So you take colostrum, oh, good for your immune system. Oh, research says, oh, really? Because it'll feed every single Epstein-Barr, every shingles virus, every H. You got cold sores? Anybody got cold sores here? Take colostrum. You got cold sores? Take colostrum and watch a cold sore just explode and then the virus go to your brain. That's the kind of crap that is. But it's not about the trend and me hitching on the ride of a trend. It's not about that. I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. It's about healing. It's about the chronically ill. It's about not the trend crap. It's about stuff that works. It's about classics, medical medium classics. It's about moving the needle. All of that is what counts, and that's why I stand behind this stuff right here. And that's why, you know, mullein's not trending. There's not like $1 trillion behind mullein, but what it does for the lung, how it helps support the lung, how it helps support the immune system when you're sick and you're coughing, how it helps to support your well-being on a level that's amazing for the immune system and your lungs, bronchial-wise, and that's mullein. Right there. And so it doesn't have to be trending. That's bullshit. It's just got to work, and it has to have a track record, and it has to be good. It has to help heal. It has to help support. That's what really matters. So Total Immune right there. If you don't have it, grab one. And look, you know, having all of these is really a true blessing. If you're coming down with something, if you're dealing with something, if you're living with something, if you're worried about the super flu or worried about some kind of flu or a bug going around, having this whole lineup, if you can, is smart. That's it. It's just smart. It's a great protocol. It's a great lineup. Okay? If you can only do one, do one. Okay? If you can only do two, do two. Three, do three. Okay? Just one is helpful. One. And that's what's so great about it. It's total immune, just one. And that's total immune is helpful right there. Okay. So, let's get down to it. Let's go into the propolis right here. I'm going to actually get a new shot glass out for the propolis. So let's take a look at the propolis. I'm going to show you guys in my hand right there. That's the propolis. Okay. Polyphenols, it's really powerful. It's got quercetin that hasn't been destroyed. The process in which they make this is unbelievable. So that's the propolis. I want to show you something about propolises really quick. I've done this before. I want to do it again. Can't help it. These propolises are the top propolises on the market. I got a bunch of them right here. No, you probably can't see it. Top propolises on the market right here. Right there. And just so you know, I have every right to take off the stickers on every one of those brands. Every right. There's nothing wrong with taking off all the stickers off those brands. It's just that, do I want a bunch of, idiots sending out letters, crying the blues because I have such a large platform and they feel like, whatever. So I'm giving just these terrible brands that I hope people aren't using, that are the top propolis brands. I'm giving them, some chivalry? Chivalry? I'm giving them, right, a little respect, because that's how I've always been. Anyway, these are the top propolis brands right here. Stuff is burned to the ground. Burnt to the ground. So just take a look at this. Lots of alcohol in these. That one, okay, there we are. Yeah, here we are. So, all you smell is straight alcohol. Alcohol's in all of these. It's all alcohol. But I'll show you right now up close, right here. You can take a look. See that? Do you see it swim around like this? You see it swim around? Alcohol. This is like a shot right here. This is like a shot of alcohol. See that? It's not a fine wine. So much alcohol in here. Like it just goes right into the brain just by sniffing it. Just by sniffing it. That's the propolis that's out there. These are the propolises that are out there on the market right there. That's these. Here's another one here. It might have been that one, but I'll double check. Let me just put this in here. There's another one there. Let me just see what this one is. Yeah, it's just black. It's literally black almost. They're all burnt. So what you're looking at is alcohol-based burnt propolises. Let's take a look at the Vimergy propolis right here. Golden, nice. I'm going to put this down like that. Okay, you ready? Just golden, nice. So let's see if we can get a close-up on this. Fantastic. Okay, you guys looking? That's it right there. That's the propolis. Okay, no alcohol, no garbage. Living polyphenols, active ingredients naturally in there. Phytochemical compounds that are active. Okay, propolis. What a weapon against the bugs going around right there. What a weapon against them. Truly, like a weapon. Good to see you guys. I see some comments coming up. Sir, you know what it is? I'm just taken back a little bit, or I'm just like, I'm revved up and inspired actually, because I'm looking out there and it's who's really offering anything for this terrible flu? Ever since C, died down from 6 years ago from that whole thing, it's like, who's even like really doing anything about, and the stuff they're offering, if anybody's even uttering something, like say some herbs for the flu or herbs for the super flu or something going around right now, load it with alcohol. All the nutrients, phytochemical compounds are dead because of the alcohol, because it's just sitting in straight alcohol. Good to see you, Jess, good to see you. So this is the propolis right here. It's so golden and beautiful with living active ingredients. It's just a wonderful thing. Have you used the propolis? You know how I've talked about cold sores and oral problems with propolis? Not because of propolis, but using the right kind of propolis on oral issues, okay? Ulcers, canker sores, simplex 1, cold sores, fever blisters. Yes, right. Some of you, like, it has saved your life, where you had quarter-sized canker sores, and the propolis just, it knocks them out. If you're somebody where canker sores are breaking out all the time, there's people that got like multiple canker sore viruses, and the canker sores are like, they're killing them in their lips, and they're biting. People bite the heck out of them. People get the canker sores on their tongue and they're biting their tongue and they're moving their mouth around. I don't know if you guys have witnessed that. Have you felt that? You've had canker sores? Okay? Propolis is like the like God-given, heaven-sent, beautiful, beautiful gift for people with canker sores and fever blisters and simplex. It's like a gift from God. Nobody knew propolis was for all that stuff. Medical meme information, because of SOC, knew propolis was for the canker sores, to get rid of people's canker sores. It's MM info originally going back. And it's even bigger than just, it's well known that castor oil does this, or it's well known that, magnesium does this in the world. Well, it's well known. Well, it wasn't well known propolis fixes all the canker sores. That's MM info. And it does. It's just a beautiful thing. So maybe you don't have the flu. Maybe you need the propolis because of other reasons. Maybe you need it for your autoimmune. Maybe you need it for other things that you're going through. Maybe you need it for other stuff. Maybe you're struggling with some kind of autoimmune condition and symptoms, conditions. And maybe you're somebody, you got canker sores and you get the flu. You got like 10 canker sores coming on and you get the flu. Fever blister after the flu, whatever it is. If you don't have the flu, still, you want the medicine cabinet filled with the right things to be prepared. Because the minute that sore throat comes on, and you're like, got the sore throat coming on. 4 hours later, you're like, is it cold in here? Why do I need a blanket? The next day, you're coughing. I'm being lighthearted about it, but yeah, it can be absolutely brutal. And I'm going to be also really serious about it in a few minutes too. We're going to go through a lot of stuff. So let's just go through everything, okay? I'm reading some comments right here. I saw one that went up. Reading a bunch of them here. Looking. I'll wait until I think it is jammed. Let's just read. Let's just start reading. We'll just start reading any comments on here. It'd be great. All right, Wondering Wishing. AW, after a flu, can bloating happen for the next few weeks? Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Besides aloe, what other food should be the focus on that? So let's talk about the bloating. So you guys got a minute, right? Okay. Bloating after the flu. Couple of reasons why it occurs. Number one, when you get the flu, mucus is produced. It's not just produced in your sinuses, your sinus cavities. It's not just produced in your lungs, depending on what kind of flu you have. But when that mucus is produced, it's produced in various areas inside the body. One of the areas it's produced is in the gut. Small intestinal tract, mucus can be produced from the flu. Can you believe that? Isn't that really annoying? But it does, and it can. So when we have a flu virus, it's everywhere. It's in the lining of the intestinal tract. It's in the bloodstream. It's in the lymphatic system. It's in the liver. It's in the organs. It's everywhere. The flu is virtually almost everywhere. And the flu creates a lot of mucus. The flu itself produces mucus, and the flu itself produces a mucus response. Your physical body will produce mucus too to try to tangle the flu up, slow it down. Doesn't always work. It's not always so easy. So when someone gets the flu and things start happening, they get a sore throat, boom, they got the runny nose, they're starting to get sinus congestion, they might get starting a tickle in their throat, they start getting that cough. Mucus is being produced. Inflammation of the sinus cavity is occurring. Inflammation of the bronchioles is occurring. They're coming down with the flu. A fever starts to crank up a little bit to hopefully kill off flu virus cells. As all this is happening, mucus production is on the rise, and it's on the rise, and it keeps rising. Eventually, so much mucus occurs inside the sinus cavities that guess what you're doing? You're now swallowing it. Yes, mucus is going into the stomach. Not only is it produced also in the stomach and small intestinal tract if the flu virus is there in that area, but what happens mostly with a lot of people is they are a mucus factory while suffering from the flu, and that mucus is draining. When they sleep, they're swallowing it. It's not only draining inside to the lung, it's draining also into the stomach. People who have the flu, congestion all night long, they have to sometimes sit up in bed. They have no choice. If they lay flat and it keeps on draining in the back, they'll have that postnasal drip, and it's just going to constantly be draining. It's going to go into the lungs. But what it also does is goes into the stomach. By the time you're done with the flu, even the end of the flu, you're still coughing up mucus. Many people, not everybody, depends on which flu, you're still coughing up mucus, and then you're swallowing that mucus. If you're not hawking it up, if you're not coughing it out and then spitting it out, if you're not trying to clear the top of your lung and using air and pressure to get it out of the lung, you're trying to boom, lift it out of the lung and then spit it out. If you're not a spitter, you're a swallow person with mucus when it comes down to the flu, where you're swallowing all the mucus that the flu's producing. Anyway, time the flu's over, you got a stomach and intestinal tract filled with mucus produced by the flu, produced by your body too, produced by both. And some of the foods you might have been eating before you got sick, that's adding to it. And all this mucus is in the stomach lining, against the stomach lining. It doesn't leave easy. It'll sit there on the outside of the stomach lining, and it'll sit there, and guess what happens? You end up bloating. You can be bloating for 3 months after the flu, and you can be bloating 4 to 6 months after the flu. So keep in mind that happens to a lot of people. If someone maybe didn't have that much mucus, they didn't swallow that much mucus, then there's a good chance they're not bloating that much. But the flu also breaks down the immune system. If you're somebody with strep, and maybe you're taking an antibiotic with your flu, and now you're kind of using the antibiotic, even though the flu's a virus, but you go to the doctor, the doctor, you want to listen to your doctor. Doctor's like, look, get on this antibiotic right here, so your flu doesn't turn into a pneumonia or whatever it is. They want you to get on an antibiotic. And now you're taking an antibiotic, but what happens is your strep that's inside your gut becomes now SIBO and bloating and so forth, and that can happen too. So the flu virus produces a lot of mucus in the lungs. It produces mucus in the sinus cavities. Mucus elevates, production occurs. You never hear a doctor say, is the cough productive? Is it productive? That means, is the cough, really, is it dry, nothing coming out? Or is it a productive cough where something's coming up? You may not have anything coming up. It may not be a productive cough at all, but yet mucus is produced and it's in there and it's tight in the lungs and it's dry in the lungs. Hasn't moved past another stage too. That's another thing that happens with the flu. But the flu virus produces the mucus, stimulates the body to produce mucus, feeds off of foods that viruses love, produces more mucus, and then as all that mucus is inside the sinus cavities, in the lungs and everywhere else, we end up swallowing it and eating it. And what people do is they're eating so much mucus, they lose their appetite towards other foods. Because their mucus becomes their food. Their mucus actually is their food. And they're like, I don't have an appetite. I don't have a fever anymore, but I don't really have an appetite. I feel sick. I still got a cough. I got sinuses. I just want some hot soup. They're not like feeling that raging appetite for like some meaty cheeseburger or something, maybe at some point. But they're at that moment where they may not have that appetite because they've eaten gallons of mucus. And they've gone to bathroom and it's come out. They don't know it's come out, but it's come out. They're eating mucus, they're swallowing it, it's in the stomach, they're bloating, it's going through the intestinal tract, it gets processed to some degree, and then out it goes to, they're going to bathroom and it leaves. And a lot of times that mucus will sit there and it'll just hang out and it'll cake. It'll become cake up against the linings. Sometimes it takes 6 months on a bad flu to get rid of all of that. Maybe it takes like 6 months. So there you go. Could be somebody, it could be a month. Maybe they had a milder flu. So I'm giving you what happens with the bloating during the flu and after the flu. So I'm going to move this over. All right. Olive leaf is a game changer. I want to show you guys olive leaf right here. Okay. That's a game changer. I love olive leaf. Great for the immune system. I love it for pathogens. Okay, you guys see it up on the board there. Have you tried the olive leaf? Any of you guys use olive leaf? Have you gone through like the MM books and seen where olive leaf is applicable? Okay, have you done that? I want to talk about a few things too. Let me grab another. Let me get some olive leaf out. So are you guys using it? It's a game changer. David, it really is. Here's some olive leaf right here. Now, as you can see, there's no water in this shot glass, so I think I may do this right here, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. There we go. I added water to the olive leaf. There we go. All right. It's one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites is olive leaf. Okay. If you've used this olive leaf from Vimergy, give me a comment. Okay, here we go. Yes, I love olive leaf. I have olive leaf. That's great. I'm seeing comments come up. Olive leaf helps my mom with the high blood pressure. I think you might be in England. Or you might be in Australia. So your mom uses it, that's really good. Olive leaf doesn't taste good at all. It doesn't taste good. Medicine doesn't taste good. It doesn't. Vimergy doesn't add any crazy, like, sugar, crazy junk, crazy natural flavors to hide something. They don't do anything like that. So I apologize. I apologize. It doesn't taste that great, but you get used to it. And when you get used to it after a little while, it tastes better than Golden Seal. It tastes better than Golden Seal. Olive leaf is just, hands down, it is a game changer. I'm using that term because it is a needle mover, moves the needle. It changes people's lives. All right, right here. Okay, put it this way, okay? Say I'm coming down with something, right? Burn the candle. I do it all the time. I burn the candle at 4 ends. I just do, okay? I'm definitely guilty of it. And I get it. I mean, does SOC want me burning the candle 4 ends? No, but at the same time, SOC wants me getting the amount of work I'm doing for the chronically ill, wants me to get it done. So that's my own issues with SOC. That's my own issues. Just letting you know. All this work needs to be done. I have to write all these books to save lives. All this stuff with SOC. But at the same time, they just don't magically appear, printed, and done. So there's a lot of work. And Hay House really obviously supports me in getting that done so we can all save lives. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, I run myself down. I do. But so if I ever did perchance come down with some kind of bug, I'm taking all 7 of these. All 7 of these. I am taking them religiously right on the onset. Right now I'm taking them anyway because I'm around people in all kinds of different ways, And it happens, and I got to travel a little in between. So there's things to do, and yeah, you can actually catch something out there going around. But I'm not. I'm doing good. I'm on this. But I'm just telling you guys that I would be on all of these. If I start to come down with something, I'd be like, woo, some zinc, woo, some olive leaf. I would do this, okay? I would do this. I did olive leaf in there. I'm gonna do some total immune. Next, total immune, right? Got that, okay? Do some propolis in there. Do some golden seal in there. This is going to be one strong shot. This is going to be a strong one. Zinc in there. Okay. And vitamin C I'm going to throw in this. And I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here. Soothwise. I am actually going to mix that a little bit, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to look for some type of implement here. And I'm going to do a little bit of mixing. Okay. If I was coming down with something, ask your doctor what's right for you. But I'd be doing this a few times a day. Bartender, give me another. All right. And I did not taste the olive leaf. Remember we were talking about the olive leaf has a taste to it? That's just olive leaf. Olive leaf has a little bit of a bitter and a little bit of some kind of like pungency, a little bit of this astringency. Olive leaf has a little bit of that. I don't even taste it. I put that all together with water. All I tasted was the fruity flavors of Soothwise, right there. The elderberry, the Soothwise. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is over here. That's what I taste. I taste the Soothwise right there. Elderberry. All right, so let's read some comments. Charlotte, AW, my son used to get sick all the time after getting C. Like every other week. After doing medical meeting protocols, he now has only been sick a couple of times all school year. Thank you, AW and SOC. Thank you. That's a beautiful comment. Thank you so much. And I'm happy for you. I truly am happy for you and your baby. I'm happy. Wild Blueberry Love. I had a major flu last Christmas. I truly believe these supplements saved me. Explanation points. Grateful. I mean, I live by these supplements. Like, it's just keeping me from getting anything. MeTube787. MeTube. Vimmergy Propolis is amazing. Cold sores gone in a day or two. And that's the crazy thing. Let's get the Propolis out real quick. That's the crazy thing too, is where in natural health, where in alternative and, I don't know, conventional alternative medicine, because they became one. They became one, right? That's why every single MD's like, got their own turmeric line, whatever. You know, point is, where on earth you get like a result like that from something that can be absolutely agonizing? What people don't realize is canker sores, cold sores, they can be agonizing. They can just shut somebody down. And they're real bad. Canker sores, dime-sized canker sores, people are in so much agony, they're crying, they're in tears. But yet the Propolis makes it go away, like go away in a day too. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, Abundant Mango. It's a really good handle. I like mangoes. Propolis healed my ulcerative colitis. You're not the first I heard that from with colitis. Let me tell you, with Propolis, it is just so beautiful. Regina. Facebook. Propolis saved me while traveling and catching the first flu last September. Whoa. I drink straight from the bottle. So potent. Thanks so much, Anthony and SOC. So grateful. Yet with the Propolis, I drink the Propolis straight from the bottle too. That's how I do it. I'm doing it right now with droppers and everything. You guys, like I'm doing the droppers. But I take a swig. The Propolis, I just take a swig off the bottle. I open the top. I even remove the dropper, sometimes the little glass dropper, and so I still can cap it. That's what I do a lot. I'll even do that where I'll take this, I'll pull the dropper out of the cap, and I'll still cap it. And then I just do this. I take a little swig. But you know, go to your doctor, bring the supplement to your doctor. Ask your doctor if you can take a little swig to equal, you know, a dropper or whatever. Okay, so Ellie Diamond, 144, good number. Propolis saved my tooth and jaw pain as well as going raw. Thank you for all your sacrifices, sending my love, and may God continue to bless and protect you. Amazing. And for anybody who goes raw, right? Anybody who goes raw, I'm assuming it's plant-based raw. That's what I'm assuming. Okay? You know what happens when you assume? So I'm assuming it's plant-based raw, not meat eating raw. I highly recommend you do, I know that's not what you're doing, but I highly recommend you don't meat eat raw. Don't do a tartare. You can end up in an early grave. Just wanted to get that out there. Just wanted to get that one out there. But I know you're doing the plant-based. The point is, if you're going to do plant-based raw, which I love plant-based raw. I love a lot of things. I love plant-based raw. Don't high-fat yourself. Anybody out there? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what you do. But anybody out there, if you're doing plant-based raw, don't high-fat plant-based raw. If you high-fat, high-over-fat, if you do that plant-based raw, you could end up just sick or struggling. And if you're ending up like, and then you're gonna be like, I need to eat meat again. I need to go back to my meat eating days. I need to go back to vegetarian. I need to bring eggs. Because that's what happened, was there was a bunch of raw plant-based people back years ago, and they just all ate tons of nut butter, gobs of nuts, pecans, gobs of, you know, Brazil nuts, tons and tons of that stuff, tons and tons, like just oils. And then they, boom, would be like, I don't feel great. Something must be wrong here. So then they go and they eat animal protein, and they're like, I feel good for 10 minutes. And then they're sick. They're sicker. They're sicker because they left the animal protein. That was the whole point when they became plant-based raw. Anyway, just fun stuff to talk about. All right. Okay, Susan over there on YouTube. I just had an echocardiogram, and my cardiologist said my heart is improving. Oh, my God. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what I want to hear. Gina, over there on Facebook. Oh my God. I think I read that. Propolis helps my son in immune issues greatly, and he has autism. Oh, I didn't read that one yet. Amazing. And asked for, what? Your son is asking for propolis? Are you serious? What? That's all I'm going to say. Like, what? Oh my God, congratulations, number one. And that is just, what a beautiful child. I can't even believe it. Asking for the propolis. Because propolis, it tastes good, but it doesn't taste so good where, children are going to be asking for it. So yeah. Anyway, here we are. All right. Let's get moving a little bit on everything. So I'm talking about the zinc. Let's talk about that. The straight zinc sulfate right here. Okay, your immune system, your immune cells love zinc. People are zinc deficient. Zinc deficiencies are rampant. Zinc can be the make or break between someone who's sick getting sicker. Between someone who's sick and wants to heal, but can't heal. Like zinc is one of the make or breaks. And for things like the flu, things like autoimmune, things like immune system stuff, like zinc is great. We need it. But the point is, like with flus, they take people's zinc reserves, if they even had a zinc reserve, and they literally just eat it up like nothing. And that's what happens because your immune system is starving for a dropper full of zinc when there's a flu around. And I want to go into that a little bit. Let's talk about the immune system. I'm going to bring this board in here. Can you guys see this? All right. Okay. So, all right, here we are. So you got an immune cell inside your body. There's your immune cell right there. Okay? I'm going to draw a couple little things in here. Looks like a chocolate chip cookie. Wasn't it? I think that looks more like a chocolate chip cookie there. Okay? That's an immune cell. I'm going to draw another immune cell over here. You have different immune cells, just so you know. Killer cells, you got lymphocytes. There's a lot of different ones. Draw another immune cell over here. Ooh, that's good. You can see that better. And I'll draw another immune cell down here. You see your immune cells right there? You have immune cells inside your body. They can starve to death. They can starve to death. We can eat and eat and eat, and our immune cells will just starve to death and die. That's how it works. They need things from our foods. They need things from our food. They need phytochemical compounds, nutrients. They need minerals. And one of the minerals they need is zinc, right there. They need the zinc. That's important. It's a big deal. They also need something else too. They need vitamin C. Here's the Vimergy capsules right here. And here is the Vimergy powder. So you guys see it. They need the vitamin C. There you go. Immune cells need antioxidants, but not just all antioxidants and any antioxidants. Immune cells need vitamin C antioxidant. Immune cells need zinc, mineral, trace mineral, or they starve to death. When they starve to death, they get dehydrated, they get weak, they don't function good. and then they go into a battle with a bug. And when they go into that battle with a bug, a flu virus, there we are. A little bit of a flu virus here. When they go into battle with the flu virus is strong. Yeah, it's strong. Comes into the body, and it has a fierceness to it. It has a strength to it. That doesn't matter. You can still crush it. But it's got a fierceness, it's got a strength. And if your immune cells are weakened, maybe you're run down, maybe you're stressed out, maybe you're under a lot of stress, maybe you're not sleeping that great, maybe you're just getting a couple of hours of sleep, which is still good, which is still good. I tell myself all that time, all the time, because I push it with the writing and the writing and the writing. And then I'm like, no, I don't have to sleep yet. No, I can finish this. Whoa, this is so interesting. I didn't know that's how the brain works. Whoa, I didn't know how this works. You know, SOC talking to me and telling me, you know, teaching me new things. The whole point is that if you go into a battle with a virus, with a pathogen, you need strong immune cells, because if they're weak, they perish really fast, really quickly. They die really quickly. And it doesn't take much, because get ready for this. One flu viral cell, you need 4 to 6 minimum immune cells. And they have to be strong. They have to be strong. What makes them strong? Zinc reserves. Zinc, the trace mineral, zinc reserves. They need that. Mineral zinc. And when they have zinc in them, it creates like a bug repellent. The flu virus can't do damage. It gets repelled. That's what zinc does. But when zinc reserves are low and that flu virus comes raging in, you lose so many immune cells. They get eaten up. They die. And they die quickly, too many of them. One flu virus can destroy an immune cell with only part of a second, like a partial second, can destroy an immune cell that fast, okay? If that immune cell is weak, if the immune cell is strong, that flu virus hits the immune cell fights back. And that's the fight we have in us. It's like, fight that chronic illness. I'm fighting that chronic illness. My body's fighting for me. My body loves me unconditionally. It's sitting there fighting for me. You got strong immune cells? What it can do for you. Even if you have weak immune cells, what it still can do for you. What it still can do for you. But strong immune cells, whoa. I mean, we're talking about, forget it. That flu virus can get destroyed really, really quick with a strong immune cell. That's fed vitamin C, okay? So vitamin C, lots of C, lots of zinc inside that immune cell. Strong immune cell will crush a flu viral cell, will crush it just like that. So, and that'll be that for the flu viral cell. It will explode or get eaten up. A lot of times an immune cell will devour it. Especially the big ones, will go and devour a flu viral cell. But keep in mind, then we get fatigue, meaning your immune cell gets fatigue. So then it's about restoring that immune cell, because you don't want it to die quickly. And a lot of people, their immune cells are dying quickly, real fast. They go into a battle with the flu. They're already battling Epstein-Barr. They're already battling shingles. They're battling these very things. Okay? And then people are like, oh my God, now I'm sick with chronic illness. Now I got post. Now I got long COVID. Now I got long flu. All right. So giving you kind of rundown on how it works, you guys. So one of the weapons we have, one of the ways we can actually beat down those viruses, the flu virus when it hits us, is we're armed. We got the micro C. We have the vitamin C right there. Very important, okay? I've taken mine this morning. I'm going to take mine later. I don't want to be hung up with a cough and a cold. A cold. I love when people say, oh, it's just a cold. There is no colds. And I talk about that in the medical medium information. Colds are gone. I call it a cold for people so they understand. You call it a flu all the time. They're like, I don't have a flu. I don't have a flu. I don't have a flu. I just got a cold. You got the flu. Sorry to break it to you. There are no colds. They're gone. They've been dead a long time ago. Everything is a flu. Everything is C. Everything is a noro-flu, norovirus, a stomach flu. Everything is a flu now. But you want to keep your immune cells strong. You want them to be able to destroy these viral cells. And the quicker they destroy the viral cells and with strength, the less mucus is produced, believe it or not. So it's a short duration of mucus. First as it's coming on, then 3 days later, oh my God, it's still coming on, and now it's turning into this raging cough. Now it's draining in the sinuses, it's dripping down the back of the throat, you're eating and swallowing it. That whole process, and having the tools to actually protect you is critical. If you're somebody and you don't like the taste of herbs, put a little apple juice, organic apple juice. Do that. If you need to do that with your tinctures, okay, you can use that as well. So, for instance, if you're somebody, say, well, I really don't like the flavor. So there's some olive leaf right there. There's some zinc. Okay. Let's do some total immune. There's somebody you don't like the flavor. Do a little touch of an organic apple juice right there, and you send it down just like this. Okay, I'm going to read some more comments. We're covering a lot of different stuff right here. Oh, if you want to use honey, use a honey. Do honey and a little bit of apple juice. If you don't like the flavor, a little bit of apple juice. What I don't recommend is if you don't like the flavor, but you put it in a big glass of water. Problem is that if you don't like the flavor of an herb, then you don't want to put it in a big glass of water, because if you put it in a big glass of water, you're going to taste it longer term. You know, it's just going to be a longer drink. So you kind of want to do like shots of it. It's the best way to get it down. And quite frankly, Vimergy is the best tasting stuff there is. I'm only saying this if you're somebody that just likes to eat like, you know, nothing but fun stuff, and you don't like you're picky or something. I know people, they're so picky they won't eat an apple. They don't like any kind of sourness of an apple, you know, anything like that. There's people I know, they won't eat a celery stick. It's too astringent for them, you know, that kind of thing. Put a little bit of honey in there, just like that. A little bit of apple juice, like I did. You can add your tinctures. You can put your Soothwise in there. You can put your Golden Seal. Golden Seal's got a flavor to it, huh? Golden Seal, right there. And then you just mix it up with your honey. There you go. It's a beautiful thing. Shot, 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 shots. You like the shot glasses? And you do it that way. Keep in mind, if you guys go, oh, let me go get a propolis, and you go out there and you get a propolis, you got to look out for the alcohol. Look out for all that kind of stuff. All the propolises have alcohol. I'm just letting you know. Ones that say they're alcohol free still have alcohol. They're allowed to do that. They're allowed, as long as it's 10%. 10% of, you know, like if it's 15%, they got to say it. If it's like under 10%, they don't have to say it. So you're still doing alcohol. It's crazy how it works in the industry works. Nothing like that is in Vimergy. And you guys know I support these guys. I endorse these guys, hands down. They kept everything, like year after year. They kept after everything. They made sure it was all at the highest quality, the highest standard possible, not just the bullshit quality talk. You know, it's the one thing I can't stand. Like, people in the industry out there, they'll say this is high quality or the quality. It's just like, sure, sure. You know, you can say the word, but man, that ain't no high quality crap. You got all kinds of stuff in there. You know, you got anti-caking agents in there. You got all kinds of stuff, natural flavoring in there, hidden stuff, you know, everything. So let's talk about food for a couple of minutes. I'm going to put this up here. So I want to talk about food. Are you guys interested in that? Can I not make a mess today? All right, let's talk about food. Let's do it. I don't want to spill this coffee. And I don't want to, well, I'm going to put it here for a minute. I don't want to spill that milk. All right. All right, all right. Why am I in such a good mood today? Okay. All right. Can you see any of this or no? Can you see it that way? You guys see this? What do you say? Can you tell me what you see? Can you guys tell me what you see at all? Okay. All right. You see some hard cheese? See a little bit of hard cheese right here? I just saw some brie cheese. There's a hard cheese right there. And I see a brie cheese. There's brie. That's brie cheese. How insane is that? Here's a really, look at this. It's a hunk of cheddar. A hunk of Swiss. That's Swiss cheese. You got some milk right here. You guys see that little glass of milk? Milk! Milk seems to be on the top of the list out there. And then you got a little bit of coffee. Why not? A little bit of coffee. A lot of people drink coffee. Got an egg right here, but I got some really nice eggs right there. See these? Free range, pasture, fed, not caged. What's this right here? Okay, that's a steak. That's grass-fed beef right here. So take a look at this. That's grass-fed beef right there. Okay? You see this one right here? That's a piece of pork. That's white meat, pork. Like, right? Really good pork. That's what that is. You guys see this? Okay? It's a little bit of gristle in there. That's a pork, that's how pork works. You get a little bit of gristle. You got a little bit of that saturated fat, right? Okay. So you got, oh, all right. Let me move this block of hard cheese. You guys like hard cheese? You like hard cheese? Okay. All right. I got two chicken breasts right here. I got one that's been grilled and the other one that's been grilled. So they're both been grilled. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this for a little bit. This looks like healthy stuff, right? I mean, it looks like healthy stuff. I mean, right? Is the keto stuff? Is it all the keto thing? The carnivore keto, right? All that stuff? Or the new carnivore, where they took info, like fruit and all that, and they put it in their carnivore diet, which never had that? All right. Anyway, this is like carnivore-ish, keto-ish, right? Back to Atkins-ish, whatever, back to whatever, but just not processed food. This isn't processed food here. Coffee, is that considered a processed food? It's got a grass-fed cream in there. Grass-fed cream, okay? From the hillsides of England. It's got clotted cream from the hillsides of England. That's the cream they used in this coffee. That was the kind. And the coffee was stone ground by a family farm in Spain. Okay. Anyway, are you guys with me? Okay. All right. All right. So you got the coffee that's ground, like I said, in Spain. You got the clotted cream from England, right? The finest cream. Okay. You got the finest milk right here. Oh, it's raw milk. It's raw milk. Okay. Are you guys having fun yet? It's raw milk. And then you got the cheeses, good cheeses, man. Like the good, that's not processed. That's not processed. It's a good cheese. The cheese, like raw cheese. All right, you got some comments on there. Let's see. Literally my mom's breakfast and she's addicted to it. Oh, wow, I believe it. I believe it. It's very addicting. Looks like my family's dinner table. Over there. Clotted cream robot, Jessalyn. Clotted cream. and all the raw milk out there too now. Okay, so you guys get the gist, right? This is not the ultra processed group, okay? Because usually I'll bring out the ultra processed stuff, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I'll bring that out too. This is the healthy stuff. It'll give you a fucking heart attack, but that's not what this talks about. This will fucking kill you if you're sick with chronic illness. You won't make it long if you're sick with chronic illness with this in your diet, okay? You know, anybody who gets sick someday and they're eating this and they get sick someday, they're going to be like, where do I go? Where do I go? All right, but that's not what this is about. That's not what this talk's about. Catherine says on YouTube, I wanted to scream when I saw the new food pyramid, more fat. Anyway, okay. I brought this out because I'm not talking about all that, right? I'm not. I'm just saying I brought all this out because you don't want to be eating this when there's a superflu around. You don't. You don't want to be eating this when a superflu is around. Your mucus will be quadruple. If you got mucus problems in general because you struggle with all kinds of different chronic illness, your mucus will be over the top. You'll be drowning in phlegm. You'll be at the doctor on antibiotic after antibiotic after antibiotic. Maybe that's what you want. Whatever. Maybe that's what you want. I mean, I support all doctors. You know, not all antibiotics are bad for certain situations. I've said that forever. You know, but the point is, I mean, I've always gone at the antibiotics for Lyme disease, though. You know, the doxy, all the doxy they dumped into women in the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, 90s. Do I date myself? Am I dating myself? I mean, I was helping people out in the 80s and the 90s, you know, helping them out with their health. I watched people with Lyme disease, and I watched what happened. You know, so the doxycycline, boom, 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 they hammered it. It was just horrific, like a crime for the women with Lyme disease all through those years and the decades. Oh, destroyed a lot of lives. But I mean, I'm not anti-antibiotic for certain things in a crisis state. I've always been supportive. But what I'm saying is, it's this food right here. When you have in your system, I don't care if it's raw milk, I don't care if it's pasteurized, I don't care if it's skim milk, I don't care if it's 2%, 1%. The flu virus will gobble it up like no tomorrow and eat and eat and eat and eat. Your fever will rage, and maybe you don't have the super flu, and you got the other flu, and you cough it out in 5 days, and you're good. But regardless, any flu loves to feed off of this. I'm not saying don't, like, if this, you know, if you're, see, and don't get me wrong here. This isn't propaganda. This isn't vegan propaganda. Vegans have screwed a lot of crap up. I mean, they just have. Okay? And the animal protein people screwed a lot of things up. And the raw plant-based movement screwed a lot of things up. They just did. They nutted themselves to death. So if someone had an illness and they had to go raw plant-based because they were so sick and they had to go raw plant-based, didn't mean they did it right, didn't mean they did it medical medium style. If someone went, you know, if someone had to, because they're sick, you can do things wrong. You can do things wrong eating meat. You can do things wrong eating plant-based. You can do things wrong eating vegetarian. You can do things wrong doing anything. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're sick with the flu, I don't care if you're eating the healthiest stuff in the animal protein world. You got to back it down. If you got a fever, you do not eat meat while you got a fever. You got a fever, you don't eat cheese while your body's trying to fight that bug. You got a and hey, maybe you get past the bug, you're fine. But BUT, a year later, you're in the doctor's office with autoimmune disease because that flu knocked you down. You haven't been eating good. You're eating a high-fat diet, and now you just get in line, and you're sick with chronic illness. And nobody cares. No one gives a shit. No one cares in the health realm, in the health world, who's trying to get people to eat this or that. No one cares. That's just how it works, right? So I'm saying you don't eat milk. You drink milk. Eat it, whatever. You don't touch milk when you're sick with the flu. I would even stay away from some of these things while the flu is about, while it's around. I'd stay away from chicken because there's a bird flu they're cycling out there, and it's possible the super flu and the bird flu might mate. They might mate. And then boom, we got something else. Because they, T-H-E-Y, they want people sick, and they got a lineup of flus coming down the pike. And I really predict next couple years, this isn't the end of the flus, just this flu season. Next couple years, they're going to be throwing other ones at us. And they're going to be looking for the lucky break they can find, which is one that is just devastating. But here's the sad part. The super flu is devastating because probably like 20,000 people died already from the super flu. Probably like 30 children died from the super flu, which is a horrific, just terrifying, unthinkable. So it already is terrifyingly bad on that level. But you arm yourself with the right tools and you take care of yourself and you look out. You can protect yourself and not have to get really sick. And that's the key. That's the key. So I wanted to run by some of these foods right here. Stay away from cheese if you're dealing with the flu. Stay away from milk if you're dealing with the flu. You know? Stay away from milk. Oh! It's spilt. Stay away from Swiss cheese. Stay away from hard cheeses. If you got the flu, stay off the grass-fed beef. Stay away from it. Do some healing broth, medical medium healing broth. Take care of yourself. Do some fruit, medical medium healing broth. Steam some potatoes. That's the way you protect yourself. Flu virus doesn't eat any of that. Do some cucumber juice if you got a fever. Flu virus doesn't eat any of that. Do some celery juice if you can. Make sure you're doing your fresh lemon water. Bring that in. Bronchial, right? Bronchial broth. Bring that in. Medical medium bronchial broth. If you're sick, you do these things and you don't eat your meat. Don't eat cheese, don't eat milk, stay away from chicken if you're sick with the flu. These will help the mucus get worse. These will help the virus make more mucus. These will get you in trouble, and so you want to avoid them. Avoid eggs and the whole bit while you're sick with the flu. A lot of people will scramble some eggs while they have the flu. But everything changes over time. It's death by 1,000 cuts. The evildoers put the flus out purposely so that it weakens you one day, you recover, weakens you another day, you recover, and then all of a sudden, you got cancer down the road. Because they've just been chipping away at your immune system. That's what they do. So that cancer gets sped up. So that autoimmune gets sped up. So that other things get sped up, or your Epstein-Barr, and that's why they do it. They put the flus out, so the flus chip away, and you recover from the flu and you push on. But you got to take better care of yourself and not fall into the trap. And so, so stay away from these foods if you're coming down with the flu and during the flu. And maybe even consider, if you are eating some of these foods, look into the medical medium information, look into Cleanse to Heal. Look into the Brain Saver books and look into those and see how you can incorporate all the medical medium tools into your meat eating diet, into your plant-based diet, because plant-based people, man, they'll still do stuff all ass backwards. They'll do it all wrong for their condition, for their symptoms, for their conditions. So you can incorporate the medical medium tools into whatever diet you're in. You'll learn about what's the bad stuff to avoid and so forth. So you guys, we've covered a lot of stuff. Let's sit down here. Maybe we'll read some comments. I'm going to take this cup of coffee with me over there if you guys don't mind. I think I'm going to take a little apple juice really quick if you don't mind too. I'm drinking apple juice. Oh, it's so bad. You know? It's actually really good. It's a medicine. All right, you guys, and over here. Let's take a little seat. So I don't know if you guys know about LCF. Did you guys check out the Medical Medium new edition, right? Life Changing Foods new edition. Can you give me a second here? Excuse me, hold on you guys. See? And we'll also do the Brain Saver for protocols too, okay? And vitamin C, talk a little bit about that one too. The olive leaf is such a must. All these are a must. They're just so good. So what you'll find to begin with Brain Saver protocols, cold and flu and C protocol, okay? Dosages in here, children and adults. So you can learn how to use your supplements with cold, flu, and C for adults and children, right there. So that's in Brain Saver Protocols. If you don't have this book, come on. I mean, you want your mind blown? You know, I know everybody wants everything probably on a quick video, right? Everybody wants everything on like a quick video. They want every answer there is known to man on a quick video, right? So I just brought my coffee. I'm going to put my coffee over here. You guys know I don't drink coffee, right? I'm going to put that over here, right? Okay. Vitamin C. Do you have the right kind of vitamin C? Can I talk about the vitamin C for a couple of seconds? Because it's that important for people. It just is. Just keep in mind with vitamin C, ascorbic acid, it's like battery acid. It's not battery acid, but it can feel that way for a lot of people with intestinal tract sensitivities and intestinal tract problems, okay? So this one's buffered. It's unbelievable, the difference when it's not ascorbic acid. It's just it's a whole nother level. People can't take enough vitamin C to really change things so much. They can't consume enough because when they do ascorbic acid, it's just so harsh, they can't do enough to move the needle. But when you can take like the Vimergy vitamin C, and you can take more, and take a good scoop of that, and take another scoop at another time, and you do it that way, like you do a proper protocol with it, ask your doctor what's right for you, but you do a proper protocol with it, like I would do say for myself, what happens is you can take more of it so you can actually get vitamin C in you, like really get potent vitamin C. And of course, Vimergy vitamin C is better than any ascorbic acid vitamin C out there anyway. That's just bottom line, that's just the way it is. But what I'm trying to tell you though is that you can get more of it instead of burning a hole in your stomach, feeling like you're burning a hole in your stomach. That's why it's critical with the Vimergy Micro C. The difference, I mean, we're talking about like massive differences. Plus we're talking about things that, stand the test of time. I've always been consistent, Say what you like about me. So you don't like the fact that I wear black, I dress in black. Johnny Cash wore black. And he did it for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of sick and suffering people out there in the world, a lot of hardships, and that's why he wore black. Say what you like, say what you want. You know? You don't like my voice or something, you don't like the way I deliver. But keep in mind, it's about healing and it's about results in the track record. And it's about getting better, and that's what matters. You want me to look all fancy and crap? You want me to strip off my clothes and start making big muscles and start making muscles and show you my guns and everything and doing the selfies and all that so I can get like lots of followers and everything? Yeah, that's really good. That's really going to help the chronically ill. What that does is just going to help some self-absorbed person who's doing that every day out there, unsocial, an influencer. That's just going to help them because they're self-absorbed, I'm not self-absorbed, I'm not going to show you my guns. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, is this big enough over here? Whoa, let me get a shirt, let me get my shirt off and take a shot. I mean, I confess I'm not in the gym, but I do bike and run and swim. All right, back to this. Okay, so talking about vitamin C, the difference is you can take more of it. And then when you do something like in Life Changing Foods, the oranges, you bring oranges into your life. and then you bring in the Vimergy vitamin C, a vitamin C that's like bioactive, bioavailability, and you have a bioavailable vitamin C, and you put that bioavailable vitamin C with oranges, and then you learn what oranges are good for in the new edition, the expanded version of LCF. You guys, these are the tools right here. Am I selling you a $5,000 program? Am I selling you, do I have, like a firewall, a paywall on my website? No, it's not about that, okay? I'm not the owner of Vimergy. I just want you to have the right stuff, because guess what? You're going to go out, you're going to buy some crappy supplement probably anyway. Someone is, because someone's going to sell you on colostrum or something crappy that doesn't work. And so may as well get the stuff that is incredible, works and heals and moves things forward. May as well have the stuff that works and know about it. I mean, am I right? Or no? Alex says, no, I don't look all fancy. So it matters. That's it. It matters to have the right tools in your hand. Is this a $5,000 program? Or is this a book you can get for like $19 on Amazon.com or something like? Don't quote me. It changes every day on Amazon. They determine the price. But I saw this for $19, the hardcover. It's a massive book. Like on Amazon. $19. People are getting pushed into $3,000 programs thinking they're going to get like metals out of their body, and they're not even given the right stuff to do so. Like, I've seen so much stuff out there now, I mean, it'll make your head spin. It's about integrity. It's about what works. It's about getting people better. That's what it's about, okay? And yeah. So I'll read a couple of comments here too. It always goes back to this right here. Do you see Dr. Nesbitt's leg? I'm not bringing Dr. Nesbitt into this though right now. I'm not. I see Dr. Nesbitt's leg on the table. I'm not bringing Dr. Nesbitt into this. I refuse to do that. Dr. Nesbitt doesn't want to come into this right now. He doesn't. So I'm not going to bring him into this. Comes down to this. When you're not sick yet, you'll never know what it's like to be sick. When you're not sick yet, and you're young and you feel indestructible, and you're working out, and you're in the gym, you're flexing your muscles, and you're not sick yet, but maybe at 40 you'll die of a heart attack from eating all that fat. There's guys that are like, there's guys that are like, there's bodybuilders dying every day. Every year, there's like bodybuilders 40 years old, 30 years old, 28 years old, they're dying every day. It's crazy what's happening. And anyway, the point is, one of the reasons why they die? Do you guys know this? When your diet is high in fat, like super high in fat, and then you create pressure. Like, say you're lifting up heavy weight, you're lifting up like the kind of weight they're doing, right? Crazy amounts of weight. Or even 300 pounds, whatever. But you're doing crazy amount of weight, right? Right. That the pressure that gets built in the body, the pressure on the valves, the heart valves, is insane when you got a high fat diet. So if they were bodybuilding and they back down on all the fat, they got a really good chance they're not going to blow a valve and die. Like, instantly die while they're lifting the weights. I mean, these guys are popping off like nothing. Like, they're popping off like nothing. Women too. They're like dying like nothing right now, the bodybuilders, because the pressure that's caused from having the high fat diet, being so high fat, and then the pressure of the weight they're holding, it's that combination that blows out the valves, it blows out the arteries, it blows something in the head. It's crazy how it works. Anyway, there's one thing I just thought I'd say. But back to one thing that's very important. If you're young and you feel indestructible, maybe you think you're indestructible. There's a lot of people that do. You're never going to know because you haven't gotten sick yet. But that day will come because it just is. You'll contract a bug. You'll catch a bug. You'll catch 2 bugs. You'll pick up a couple Epstein bars. You'll get something. And eventually your adrenals will just start giving away. Your thyroid will get all chewed up like Swiss cheese from a bug by the time you're 45 years old or 48 years old. And that feeling of indestructible nature won't be there anymore. But what happens, it's like a snapshot in time on social media right now. And you get a lot of like young people, they hop on social media. They look like they're doing great. All of that. But what you don't understand is their day hasn't come because they're doing all the wrong stuff. It's just their day hasn't come yet. They're still young. They're keeping it balanced enough with what they're doing. Some things are good, some things are bad. But as they get older, it just comes later. Then you have all these problems. And then if the problems are big enough, then they're going to be like, wait a minute. Now I think I might get what I saw on social media, where there's a lot of sick people on social media with chronic illness. Now I think I might get it and understand it a little bit. Now I might see it. And it makes sense now. Till you've been there, till you've had like your nerves shaking, your tremors going, bodily jerks that won't stop, twitches and spasms that won't stop, severe OCD, sleepless nights, pain in the back, pain in the neck, pain in the side, dizziness, brain fog, severe migraines, jaw pain, mysterious teeth pain. You get your teeth worked on, still mysterious teeth pain everywhere. And you feel hopeless. And you have dreadful fatigue where you can't even function. You can't do what you want to do. And then you're on mattress island because all you can do is basically lay on a couch island, or mattress island. Will you ever know? Will you ever know? And I'm just naming a few things. Will you ever know? The doctor appointments, the blood draws, the confusion, the injections, whatever it is you're doing and whatever is going on. Until you get to that point, you'll never know. It just won't happen. And social media is such a brain fuck right now because you got all these people on there, they're young, they'll go into a gym, they'll work out, they'll try to build up their whole platform, they'll try to hop on a trend, they'll try to sell something on a trend, and people that are sick, they'll be like, oh my God, that guy's doing good. It's like, that guy doesn't understand what the heck you're going through. And I think, or what you've been through. That's another thing. People don't want to hear it. They just don't want to hear it. And the thing is that you have to listen to the chronically ill. You have to hear them. You have to hear what they have to say. You have to listen to them. Their story matters. They're laying in bed and they're staring at a wall and they can't move their right arm and they have trouble going to the bathroom, or even if it's just for a stint, 1 month in their life, and the rest of the time they're just fatigued. Or they're going in and out of the hospital, they're getting procedures, and then they're lost, and they're going to get more procedures, and then they're lost, they don't know what to do, and they can't get the results. Or they've been to every alternative doctor they can possibly find, and conventional doctor. They tried everything, and they feel like it's hopeless. You gotta hear them out. You gotta listen to them. You gotta hear their story, because their story is loaded. It's chock full of wisdom, and chock full of experience, and chock full of reality, and chock full of lessons, man, real lessons. And you got to take them in. You got to take them in and hear them and listen to them and get in touch with that. Because if you can't get in touch with that, then stay the freak away from the health movement. You know? If you're somebody in the industry and you got a fancy podcast or whatever it is, if you can't really listen to the chronically ill and understand what they're going through and offer anything that really could help them, you should just like stay out of it. Because basically you're a coffee talk, podcast shop, platform, whatever, handle, and you're, trying to get the clicks and the likes. But until you understand the chronically ill, until you really understand what they've gone through, The ringing in the ear that won't stop, that's so bad. It's not just like regular tinnitus. It changes with every sound they hear in the room. Can't even have a fan in the room. And the electrical shocks to their brain where they feel like they're getting ECT when they're not getting ECT. Electrical shocks just to their brain alone, that's shocking their brain. And to the fatigue and the panic attacks and the inability to drive anymore in their car. Like until you can hear them out and then get in touch with that and understand what that is, and even get a fraction of understanding what the cause of that is, because nobody knows. In medical meme information, face it, medical meme information people know because they know it's in these books right here, right? It's in these books right here. So we know why people are sick. But until you can get to that point and understand that, stay out of the health scene. Just stay out of it until you learn it someday. Then come back. And then have respect for the chronically ill. Then have respect for the chronically ill. Tamara Jones says, bless the chronically ill. Because you have to have respect for what the chronically ill says. What individuals say who are suffering. Because there's so many lessons and understandings and wisdom in there. Because they have wisdom. They have lots of wisdom. In fact, unbelievable to the degree on how much wisdom. And you think about it, it's believable because of what they've gone through. So they're obviously wise teachers. Anybody with chronic illness, you're a wise teacher, right? So it's believable, but yet it's unbelievable because the degree of how much knowledge someone has who suffers or suffered with any kind of chronic illness, even if they play it off differently, or they play it off like it's not really happening, or they play it off it doesn't exist. Oh, no, they're chock full of wisdom, okay? Just want to say, arm yourself with the flu out there. Because of the flu, from the flu, whatever. Look into the Vimergy stuff, okay? I don't own the company. I know people think that. I don't. I don't have any shares. I don't have any ownership over the company. It's an amazing, amazing company, Vimergy.com. You can't touch this company out there and anybody else's stuff. It can't touch it. It's so, so good and so effective and so amazing and clean and clear and pure and everything. 70 says, Brain Saver saved my life. Brain Saver books. My ADHD was becoming worse and worse. Depression came every week. Man, that's rough. That's rough. Depression came every week. Now all the fog is gone. Happiness is coming in a lot. I can decide on my life again. Stefan, God bless you. Brain Saver books. You guys know I haven't talked about the Brain Saver books hardly at all. They came out at the end of 2022, both Brain Saver and Brain Saver protocols. Haven't even talked about them. I mean, I have once in a while or something? I haven't even gone deep into them. The information is mind-blowing. Like I haven't. Go to Amazon.com and get yourself the Brain Saver books. Get them. Get the Life-Changing Food. New edition though, the expanded. Get these books. You won't be sorry. I'm not trying to push a $5,000 program on you guys. I mean, everything's free. Go to the library, get it for free, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, get these things. Man, get the tools. It's why I kill myself to do it. The eating disorder chapter in Brain Saver, okay, in the Brain Saver books, is mind-blowing. Right there, Brain Saver, you see that? The eating disorder chapter is next level. Like, you'll understand eating disorders like no one has ever understood an eating disorder. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's like unbelievable to the degree that information is so comprehensive. It's so thorough. It is so like, oh my God, haha, aha moment, like all like that kind of thing, like whoosh, mind blown every minute with that chapter. And thing is, like you gotta realize this, okay? I'm not a genius or anything. But I hear the voice and I hear it clear. And so I put it in here in the books, right? And the same way I've been teaching for 35 years that propolis fixes canker sores and so forth. 37 years, 40 years, I don't know what it is now. I have no idea. It's not 37 years. It's more than that. It's like, no, that was like years ago. 37 years ago was years ago. Yeah, it's been a long time. But I've been teaching about propolis and what it does and how it works, okay? All right? And I saw somebody say my skin looks good today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my last facelift I got and all the filler I got. You know, I don't get filler. I didn't have a facelift. I don't get facelifts. And I don't get facials. I'm not saying like whatever you do is whatever you do. I'm saying I don't. That's all. And I have all my own teeth. And I don't have any root canals. Okay. I say these little tidbits just so you know that maybe you don't like the way I look, but medical medium stuff is really good. So anyway, on this note, I just want to say this, you guys. Get the tools. Have the tools in your hands. Put them in your medicine cupboard, your kitchen cabinet. Have them in there. Check out Vimergy.com. There might be something else you're using from somebody else that's garbage and you want to replace it, like say like the curcumin or something. You might be using a curcumin somewhere else. You might be using a vitamin D somewhere else that's just crap and you don't know it's crap. Go to Vimergy.com. I would, if you're somebody that's taking stuff already out there, chances are it's got all kinds of crap in it, even if it doesn't say it on the ingredient list. That's the way the system works. These guys make sure that doesn't exist and that doesn't happen. So, I mean, get their vitamin D, get the things you need, get their, curcumin, get what you need from them. Make sure you have their vitamin C. Make sure you have their stuff, okay? It's worth it. It just is. All right, look out for the flu. Keep your eyes on it. As far as like, don't put your fingers in your mouth if you're out and about grabbing door handles. Don't rub your eyes. Try to remember that. Don't rub your eyes. Don't stick your finger in your mouth. Whatever you do, don't stick your finger in your ear when you're out and about. Maybe bring a handy wipe with you. Maybe wipe the handle on the carriage. I would, in 10 seconds flat, take a handy wipe the carriage handle right now. I would. I'm just saying that, like, just be cautious. You're around somebody coughing, don't be afraid to wear a mask. You got to get out of that political mindset where the left and right are battling over masks. I don't give a crap about that crap. I don't. A mask is smart when a mask is smart, It just is. And right now, I'm sorry, but it's smart. It could make or break. All right, you guys. Be good.
We're talking about the super flu. Now, there's more than just a super flu going around. There's COVID, the norovirus, and of course a random RSV here and there. But what you won't find anymore, ever, are colds. Sure, people call it a cold if they have a mild flu, but there are no colds. They don't exist. It's just flus being released and let out of the gate in the labs, private classified labs. And none of these flus would exist anymore if they weren't continually manufacturing and creating them. Why would they do that? For many reasons. Because it injures people, it kills people, and allows them to experiment so they can create a more deadlier and deadlier and deadlier flu strain. And of course, because of the political atmosphere, the evildoers in the classified labs love to release bad flus and COVID to shake up the political environment. And as years go on, these super flus and these flus and COVIDs and these bugs are going to get worse and worse and worse. So what we have to do is